So this introduction is somewhat inspired by that conversation earlier with um, trying to grasp what is being talked about, trying to grasp what the purpose of this conversation is if there's really nothing to grasp, and why there is this seeming seeking on what's being expressed. So what was expressed, that there's really no such thing as non-duality. There's not even a duality because there's no opposites. So what is being expressed here often appears devoid of purpose to that earnest seeker because it's not going to give it anything. This apparent aimlessness should not be misconstrued as rendering everything devoid of significance, because significance or non-significance appears as what is. It does not matter if it's significant or not significant. Non-duality does not intend to draw any attention to anything, to any particular object or concept. Let's even change the word non-duality to just what is. At most, it serves as a pointer, pointing directly at the illusory nature of the feeling and identity of being a separate character, an individual, a mirage where reality seemingly masquerades as non-reality. So there's an endeavoring of, to basically articulate the essence of this, without the seeking persona or the apparent character would prove profoundly futile. The apparent seeker, although there's no seeker, is inherently driven to apprehend something concrete, something solid, something that graspable, would basically transform any such description into an object as a precious, my precious, as it perpetually hungers for substance. The notion of this or no thing or what is or as it is, or whatever words that may be used that cannot seem to capture what it's being expressed here, remain beyond any seekers or apparent seekers' conceptual faculties. And even the very concept of nothing fails to capture its essence. So this topic defies any verbal expression, encapsulating the notion of getting what a no thing is, or what is, or what this is, or what not this is. It's just what is. So to simplify it, it encompasses ordinary apparent experiences, such as just sitting on a chair, listening on Zoom, eating some popcorn, looking at the computer screen, lying on a bed, reading, analyzing, criticizing, feeling, sipping a beverage, whatever unfolds constitutes the entirety of thisness. So this is just apparently just talking, and there's nothing behind it. There's nothing to attain. There exists no entity behind here. There's no being behind here. There's no entity within the speaker that possesses any knowledge. And that's usually just the emptiness of what is, that there's nothing substantial that is being talked about here. This is basically like the same thing as just sitting on a chair in just profound free fallness. Because there's nothing to grasp this. While the possibility always exists that the seeker may cease to be, that there's no more seeker, you know what I'm saying, or kind of like it disappears. This apparent demise is neither death nor annihilation, but basically it can't be explained. It can't be grasped. And that's the same thing. So what is seems to seemingly fall or disappear or die, but it's still what is. It does not constitute any change. So a sense of approaching this, but what one cannot basically become closer to this because this is already this. This is always this, no matter what seems to appear. So there's just this directness of apparent happening of madness, sadness, gladness, whatever seems to appear is it. So this phenomena defies any description, as words inherently describe basically tangible beingness or entities. And these words can never, ever can never grasp this. But it is still wondrous that what seems to be appearing, this inherent aliveness, can present itself as a separate, can present itself as divided. So this is the experience of the apparent seeker, that there's this separation, but there's nothing wrong with it. Aliveness, wholeness, whatever word that is a buzz right now for what can never be expressed, appears to fragment itself, yet it remains undivided. This is emptiness, wholeness, emptiness. There's no observer behind those eyes, no entity speaking these words, no entity hearing these words. Within the acts of hearing and seeing, there's a semblance that somebody may arise, I'm saying, while I'm hearing this, but it's purely a product of imagination and appearance, so to speak. It's already whole and complete. Yet the apparent seeker, or the listener, quests for wholeness and completeness when it already is. I'll answer that question in a moment. Sorry. So again, there's this quest, there's this thing to get what is being expressed as whole and complete. I want to get what is whole and complete, but what is seeking is already whole and complete. A paradoxical irony. So this appears as all dramas, wars, deaths, and births. It strips away all constructs, revealing that nothing truly perishes because nothing was ever born. This appearance, this emergence of what this is, what you can call it, emergence or non-emergence, outside the constraints of time, even though it seemingly gives birth to the concept of time itself. But there is no time, because that's just another concept. There's no you, because that's just another concept. Simply to go even more direct than that, it's just this and not this, and it cannot be thought about. And it's just this boundlessness. Some call it energetic, some call it whatever words that may seem to encapsulate it, but it can never truly capture it. And that's this aliveness that's free falling, that is just wondrously new, wondrously fresh, always this. Even when it's not this, it's always this. And it's just that. And there's nothing that can be done about it, because it always will be this. So no matter what it is, seeking for a chair, sitting on a chair, falling on a chair, can't get up from a chair, it's just what is. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please go ahead.